Chrissy's Care is a child care facility that caters to children with special needs. We believe that because a child has special needs does not mean that they should be limited in their experiences, what they can do or what they cannot do. So we try to give them as much exposure as any regular child would have. We do functional academics. So yes, we do like math and English, but it might take us to the supermarket. It might take us outdoors. We work with autistics, Down syndrome, a number of special needs persons, but we also do student-led learning. So what their interest is, we would try to support them in that area, because not everybody can sit down at a table and share and do English and math and chemistry, whereas some of us needs to do more hands-on. Parent has a child and they relate somebody, the doctor or so will say that your child is special needs, autistic, Down syndrome, whatever condition. I realized that the parents were like, what is this? What does it mean? What do I do from here? So we try to find support for the child. So whereas a regular child, you go to school, you can join the PTA or different groups or associations to help out parents. We realized the special needs community did not have that. So we wanted to support these persons. So that's one of the areas that the business went into. And then because of that, we had to continuously be growing. How can we adapt our training? So we started out with autistic, but then you realize you might have more Down syndrome persons coming in, that we needed to adapt and adjust for Down syndrome persons. And because they're all special needs, most schools will have only special needs children. However, they need to be integrated because in the real world, you will be interacting with regular people as well. So we need them to work on social skills is one of our major things that we take for granted. I can't remember anybody teaching me how to use a scissors. We just know you take a scissors one day, you start just cutting out everything, your parents getting mad. But with these children, we have to actually show them how to open and close and open and close. So we work on those social skills, communication, not only verbal, but we learn sign language. A lot of students here learn Spanish and different languages. So we support them in that. So I would say we have to be adapting our training, adapting our methods in terms of what we do, and continuously be educating. And we work along with the ministry to get persons assessed and who can be integrated back to mainstream society schooling. We would then send them out. Most definitely. I always had a love and a passion for children, and I'm the first great grand, so I watch my cousins babysitting, doing their hair, and then I'm the one that when they have like school fairs and outings, I'm like running out all the children in the neighborhood and taking them out. It took me a while to figure it out. I started doing like nursing, and I realized like I can't give the cute little baby this little injection and they're crying. And then I did some flight attendant, and I was like, I want to be doing with children. I was like, okay, enjoy your trip. But then I realized I didn't get to really interact or have the impact that I really wanted to do. So while at university here on Cave Hill campus, they had a seed program, and it took you through like a series of workshops from business registration, business market research, financing, those sort of things. Then you realize we had to find a niche. So I started out with daycare, and then I realized that for some reason, like when I interact with children, I was able to realize like when children weren't meeting their developmental objectives, and then I branched off and made my niche special needs, because I found that there was nobody, especially in Barbados and Caribbean, advocating for special needs. And then since I have grandparents who are Trinidadians, when I come every Christmas, I also go to the Princess Elizabeth Center to help out when I am there. Most entrepreneurs are afraid to communicate and explain their idea. My thing is like, because I have went through the struggle and I see other people wanting to start a business, I try to help. So I do a lot of give back and mentoring, because it's really important. Then you can help somebody. They don't have to struggle because you went through the struggle, but you know what to do, so you can advise them. And in advising them, even if they have a business similar to yours, somebody could be watching this Instagram live and want to do a special needs school. But at the end of the day, they still have to make it their own. It has to be unique to them. You have to provide their own level of service. Their target customers might not be mine. So we entrepreneurs when they're now starting, especially, are really scared to let people know what their ideas are. And then because of that, they limit themselves in terms of getting funding. One of the major things for a starting up a business is getting funding. So for me, I did a lot of competitions where I gained a lot of grants and support, where I didn't have to take loans to purchase, like, say, equipment and resources that I would need to start the school. So we need to be able to communicate. Yes, you have your idea, but you have to know how much you can share and how to speak. I was really shy, and now I joined Toastmasters, and now I can pitch my business and explain to anybody who's interested what my business is, so that I can get the support that I need, not only for me and my business, but for the students in which I care for. Passion. I think passion is the major thing. When you're working and you're just doing it for doing it, or doing it for the money, oh my goodness, and the money's not there, you'll be like, oh, why am I in this? But when you're something that you're passionate about, or so, you have that constant drive. I'm the person that when I go into a supermarket and I see a child, I say, hello, how are you? And my mom is like, you can't see the children when you see children. So it was always something that was a part of me. So if you're finding or starting a business and it's something that is ingrained, or something that you always was passionate or about, for me, it will be easier. When you're working for somebody 9 to 5, I log out at 5 o'clock, I'm finished. But as an entrepreneur, you will realize that after working hours, you're still pushing. But what is making you continue? Because you're doing it for the love. So when you're doing it for the love, that is one of your biggest motivation. For me, I have a really strong family and foundation. Like, my mom would tell you everything. Like, Chris is always an entrepreneur. When I want to travel to Trinidad, and she's like, I can't go to Trinidad this year. So, don't worry about that. I go to school and I sell my snacks. And I save everything. And then, like, she was still saying me, but she's like, you are really, I was like, I am determined. And that was always me. If I want something, I'm going to go after it. No does not mean you have to accept no. When I hear no, I want to know why, so that I can work on it. So if you say no because there's not enough money, no problem. I can find a way to get the money. If you say no because I don't have enough qualifications, that's okay. I am going to go and study, and I'm going to get these qualifications. If you say no because you don't have, I am going to work on it. So don't just take no for no's sake, but take the no and find the reason behind it, so that you can work towards it. I think they go hand in hand. Because something didn't work out in the first time does not mean that you're a failure. It just means that something didn't go as planned. But you can still be successful in that, as I said, by taking this no and turning it into a yes, by adapting or adjusting what you have to do. And failure is also, my mom is a strong believer in something called life lessons. Like, if you walk and you hit your foot on the table, what's your life lesson in that? And I'm like, life lesson in hitting your toe? But now as I get older, I realize it's really important, because it teaches you to not just look at things as half empty, but it is also half full. So try to think. Sometimes you have to take a minute, go through your feelings, breathe in and out, count to 10, whatever you need to do. And then when you think back about it, you realize that, okay, you know what? A, B, C could have gone differently, or what I can do to change it. So success and failure to me are two very important and integral things in an entrepreneur growing in your business, because you need to, if you're always being successful, you don't have any obstacles in your way, something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. So when you see these little obstacles and you overcome them, to me, that's the best feeling in the world, to know that you believe in people back there thought that I couldn't do it. Look at them now. Reacting, I would say, is emotional state. So from the time you see something, it's the first, I would say, natural thing. However, we have to learn to control our feelings and how we feel about things and our expressions, so that we can take the same 10, count to 10, breathe, whatever, and then respond. When you respond, you use more reasoning and you use more thought process. You think about it and you try to look at it from different perspectives. I'm not saying that you can always agree with it, but when you try to do it and put yourself in other people's shoes, sometimes you realize like it's not that they are being silly, is that they honestly just don't know better, or they are uneducated. And that's a lot of things that we come across in special needs. When persons see special needs, what's she going on with them children in the road? But then it's that they don't understand them. It's just that they do things differently, but they're just like everybody else. I do it every year. It started January. Do a bit of vision board, and we do make 2 new alliances. Gain new students. Obviously, gotta keep the school going. Mentor one person. I try to mentor a new entrepreneur. Also to give back, right? Because a lot of persons are not able to support their special needs child because they need special school, they need special therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy. So then I would take in 1 or 2 students whom I would do it for free, pretty much.
Nice.
And then I would expand to support other people in terms of expanding my knowledge base now that we are virtual thanks to COVID, to see how I can help persons outside of Barbados, even the region. Support can be, okay, you have an idea, and like I'm always having ideas. I'm like, how can I do my online classes? How can I do this, that? You need a good support system because like, Chris, stop it. And then you also need support. So yeah, that sounds like a real good idea. I know somebody. So support is not always to agree with you, but to also let you know like you need to stop. To be really honest with you, sometimes we only look for people to agree with what we're saying, but sometimes having somebody to be brutally honest with you can be just as beneficial. Support is obviously everybody's going to say financially to get money. However, I noticed like I don't ask for funding for my business. I ask for items. So if I need my students when they come in, they don't have to bring stationery, no pencils, no books, no crayons, because then I can reach out to business places, or I have a program when people are traveling to Barbados, they can bring in at least a pack of pencils from whether the US, England, wherever, and donate it to the school. So that is support. Support could be tangible items and not always necessarily monetary. And I find that works a lot better, especially when people feel that they give you this money and they don't know what you're doing with it. So I do that. Answer laptops, answer tab, be specific. And when you're specific with what you want, I find people are a little bit more eager to assist you because they know that you know what you need and not that you're just hoping to get some money and they don't know what you're going to do with it. So I tend to do that. Support in terms of spiritually. I feel sometimes it just feel like these negative forces or energies trying to get your business, and like there are times like, why do I do this? Why? But then when you have that centering and that, I don't know, mindful, you kind of feel at peace and know that I didn't give up this job that I was making $5,000 a month to come and sit down here and only get $2,000. When you have that, and you know, to me, that's very important. Be the best that you can be in your area. If I'm into special needs, and I believe that you're not going to know everything, but as you come, you keep continuously like upgrading, educating, learning about it, so that when somebody wants to know something, oh dear, I got a special needs child, or my cousin got a special needs child, but we didn't know what this means, where do I go? The first thing they should think about is Chrissy's Care. If you're a carpenter, know all the wood, know all the tools, know what you're doing, and be passionate about it and genuine. People know when you're genuine, and they are more willing to engage with you in terms of working with you or supporting you when they know that you are genuinely doing something you love, passionate about it, and it's not just about the money. There are times where you can feel like you're operating at a loss, but you might lose on one hand and gain 10 more on the other hand.